feelings for him.
Yes, the feelings for him. I have a feeling that's going to be like the next big thing in the fandom.
So now Pharynx is pretty much like Thorax's second in command, I guess.
So this was the episode where
now
Starlight and Trixie...
coexist.
Did they volunteer or were they sent to the Changeling Hive? I don't remember.
No, they just wanted a surprise.
I think they just volunteered.
It would have been better if the map called them.
Well, no, that's the thing. The map is a little bit overused at this point, so maybe it's good if they just like volunteered. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, but why them? Why them?
Doesn't make any sense. Of having a map that was specifically there for friendship problems, going to go and.
None of
The
the main
map
characters
doesn't seem to
appeared in this
follow me.
episode.
So what's the... What was his name? Pharynx?
Yeah,
Pharynx.
Pharynx.
It's such a weird name, but
Iron.
yeah,
I
this
got reminded
introduces
of SpaceX
Thorax's
for some
brother,
reason.
which is the Changeling on screen. He's very unfriendly.
He's very
Yeah,
edgy. I
he has
got my eyes
a
rolled
piratey
looking at him.
accent.
He's every edgy OC ever.
Every
He's got red and
Well, no,
black, so
I like his edgy Changeling design more than the new Changeling design, in my opinion.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
I do have a
cheese legs are
question.
better than Neon Bambi.
I have a question.
Is your question
This
if
is
everyone
starting
is
to
gay?
annoy me.
What?
Why was Pharynx like changed into like a king changeling? Like, what is the
It
the
must
point of
be
it?
blood
Because-
relative of Thorax.
No,
Yeah.
Thorax. No, with Thorax
We're
it made
getting ahead of
sense.
ourselves
It was like
now.
kind of like a special snowflake, but with Pharynx, it's just like screw it, just make him a deer.
He probably
I-
chose to be special. I don't know.
It doesn't make any
wants
sense
to
because all the
stand
other
out.
changelings were like
No,
that.
there's a bunch of explanations. He could just because he's related to Thorax, maybe. Anyway, we're getting way ahead of ourselves.
But the question is, aren't they all brothers and sisters?
True, they all
No.
hatch from like the same.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
they
No,
all
that wasn't
did.
confirmed.
Aren't they
That was
all from
Stop,
Christmas?
stop. That was not confirmed.
But they're a hive.
Yeah, but that means they're actually
It's
going to
the
follow
hive.
that logic.
Yeah,
You
they're
even
basically
saw it
just
in the
grunts.
scene during season 6.
Well,
I
if they
mean,
don't-
no,
My
Once
question is,
Thorax
they
was
no
first
longer have a
introduced.
queen. How are they going to get more changelings?
I have
Magic.
no idea.
Magic, yes.
Oh,
well,
so I'm
apparently
to this
female changelings, so stop.
in the screenshots.
Yeah.
I'm to the feelings formed. Do we have anything to say about that?
I thought it was
Tumblr.
Gather here today.
Tumblr. I'm actually.
My name's Nick Nee, and I have an addiction.
I feel like a red changeling, but I sometimes feel like I'm a yellow changeling. But why am I a green
I mean,
changeling?
I said in the call, it works so well, both for real, but also as a joke. Just as changelings, it just makes so much sense. I love that part.
All I'm gonna say about it is I sexually identify as a magenta changeling.
That's the joke. Yep, that's what.
I identify as a.
Actually, I
what?
identify as a pony, not a changeling.
Let's see. And,
I identify as a magenta changeling.
All right. So then, of course, I still can't say the guy's names. Pharynx? Pharynx? It's such a weird name.
Pharynx.
I don't like words that have P's instead
Think-
of F's.
So think of it like what?
Pharynx?
I don't know. Think of it like a fairing from like a SpaceX day. If you think like rockets, if you think.
So I guess the premise is pretty simple here. You got that one rebel changeling who happens to be the brother of the leader, and they have to convert him back to being all
I sort
nice.
be one of us. Sort of like how Thorax like changed the hive. We actually got to see that.
Yeah, I like seeing the hive. I like some of the new activities he put in place. How he's trying to give him
Arts
something
and
else to do
crafts.
that's more productive and less violent. And then, of course, we also got the flashback to their childhood. That was kind of cool.
oh yeah, that was
Trixie seemed more annoying than usual in
Why
this
hitting
episode.
yourself?
That's
You
her
know,
character.
I
though.
actually have a
That's
note
her
written
character.
down. I have a note written down about the flashback. How they didn't use some cheesy flashback effect. They just cut right to the flashback because they know their audience is mature enough to understand what a flashback is. Unlike Equestria Girls.
Yeah.
Oh, then we got to see this big bug he turned into as a child, which he later used to defeat the. Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about the monster. What was
That's
that
kind
called?
of a. It was kind of a boring monster.
A Moleworth?
Just call it a
Yeah,
mole.
Woolworth, that's it. Yeah.
Just call it a mole.
Monster number 6.
Oh, one thing I think is worth mentioning is that I don't have a great screenshot of it, but Starlight's speech and how it was all over the top, dramatic and super. Like it made me like
Stupid.
groan, like almost cringe. Like, oh, this is such a
No,
stupid
I
speech.
completely
But,
was like, let me guess, this
They may
is
take-
gonna be pointless. It's
but
gonna
then,
be pointless.
but then they
I'm
cut to
sure
that
it's
being
one
the
of
joke,
those.
so I have to
They
applaud
may
them for
take
that.
our lives,
Yeah.
but they will never take our freedom.
Like they cut from
Hold
her
on.
doing
Me, life,
her
forgive me,
over
death.
dramatic speech to no one following her. I thought that was funny.
Oh, the
Yeah.
scene with the big sloth. I thought that was cool.
You
That
mean
was
the
the- that was the
mole?
mole.
Yeah, I'm to that
The
in the
mole.
screenshots. That
A
thing.
sloth. A sloth.
You know, it kind of
Nice.
does look like a
The
sloth.
realization of making
What?
it hit itself was kind
Two.
of not well built.
Also, I like how
Yeah.
they kept the joke of the changelings could actually turn into rocks.
Oh yeah, because
That is-
Pharynx was like
Oh
spying on him.
yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that
he-
one from
It was
the.
actually a rock.
Why don't they
That's
just
how they
turn
heard Changeling.
themselves into a mountain and fall on the enemy and then turn back to a
Good
changeling?
question.
That's like way too
Good
big.
question. By the way, I wanna ask something since I'm not a native speaker. Malworth, does that make sense? Is that
It's just a bunch of
word?
words
A mole.
combined together. It's not a word, but it's just a bunch of words combined
No,
together.
no,
to
a
make
mole
one
is an
word.
animal.
Yeah, a mole is an animal, but they've combined a bunch of other
Yeah,
things.
because
Because they were like
uh,
mole, bear,
the
whatever.
whole the mole.
Wait a
word,
minute, I
it
just realized
sounds
something.
like it sounds like an English pronunciation for the German word for mole, which is Maulwurf.
Wait, I just found out
Mm.
something.
So I
Looking
found
back
out
on
when-
it, it was entirely filler and didn't serve any purpose.
Oh, but you always said that for every episode though.
No, but this right here was
everything.
no
Let's see,
Twilight.
they have
No,
This
sorry,
show
my bad.
is filler.
No, listen.
Tootsie,
Starlight's
this show
plan-
is filler.
Starlight's
Yeah.
plan was to rearrange the entire whatever to lead it to the changeling. But yeah, that didn't take place because that didn't happen. Then we got like a dramatic thing of oh no, the Moleworth is gonna come attack us.
We're all gonna die.
And then it just turned out
The end.
well, Ferrex just went to attack it, and then that was it.
All right, so I
it
found
was
something
entirely
interesting.
Pointless.
Who remembers when Starlight mentioned that she was a dictator?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I just looked it up.
yeah.
The word dictator has never been used in the show before.
Wait, how did you look
But
that up?
ruling with an
I have
iron
my
hoof.
ways.
What? Tell me your ways.
Great database of
So,
all pony knowledge.
I
in
think the
existence.
fandom's been calling her a dictator for a while, but now it's like confirmed in the show. Dictators exist.
It's a reference to
is
my
one.
OC.
No, it's very topical. It's very topical. The last episode we had nuclear war, and now we have dictators. It's all pointing to North Korea,
Oh my
guys.
God, follow the question,
Nuclear
you guys
war.
confirmed.
Next, we're gonna get decapitation.
What? No, too far.
Yeah.
I mean, we already have bears breaking
bro.
necks, so I mean,
Oh, and I like.
Also,
I
I-
have. Oh, go ahead.
I did like how the changelings all had different personalities, sorta.
Sort of, yeah. Not
Like they were
really.
unique individuals.
I love how they all hated that one guy. That was nice.
And then
Yeah.
like half of them just started laughing, like "Yay!"
I have a few other notes here. I like how Trixie mentioned good pony, bad pony, like good cop, bad cop.
Good call. Yeah. I also liked that one changeling with the soup that said, "Oh,
Yeah, the
my
soup.
The soup
Hey,
is too
guys,
hot."
my soup's hot.
He's like, I thought we were just talking about things.
See,
like-
that's probably gonna be like it's always it's like the feelings for him. That's gonna be the next big reference. People are gonna make art and jokes about it. But no, I bet the soup guy will be the most popular character.
This soup guy is awesome.
Yes.
People are gonna argue
I bet
actual
by
political
tomorrow we're gonna see
arguments, and then
fan art
someone's
of the soup guy
performance, like,
already.
Oh, I'm sure it exists already. But by the way, I'm to the screenshots of Pharax. I still can't say his name. His new design, which is just as ugly, if not uglier.
I like his. I like.
I
his-
gotta- I gotta
I
test
like
a theory
the-
here.
I like the design.
Hold on, I'm
I
checking
like
something.
him more
very,
than Thor.
checking something very important here.
But I
Like
do
his pirate
favor
accent.
I do favor the old changeling Pharynx design better. To be honest.
Cheese legs was better.
Oh, it actually does kind of follow. Not really. It's like it's just a little bit off in terms of what the color should be.
his design had a way better color scheme than
It
Thorax.
does. Now, question: is this going to be like the changeling equivalent of a cutie mark?
What do you
I
mean?
guess.
Ah, well,
Like-
that's the thing.
like
Also,
the
he did mention that this was the last changeling to not convert, but I'm hoping that's just in the hive. I'm hoping Chrysalis has an army. She needs to have an army to defeat, like,
Well,
to
then
go to
again-
battle at the
Yes.
finale.
Well, then again, she is the only like queen that we know of, and we all know how high.
Oh, she probably laid a bunch of eggs or something.
Hey, can I?
Stop it! That was not confirmed. Stop it! Stop it! Please
Was not
stop.
confirmed.
It's just logic.
It's
Tootsie,
obvious- no,
okay?
It's not. But
Can
stop.
I-
This is a
can
kid
I,
show. Stop it.
Well, Tootsie,
Hey,
we can't
can
talk
I-
about how bees make hives.
I know, but they're not bees. Shut
They're
up.
actually moths, I think.
Are they?
I think that's what they're closest
And
to.
it's obvious. No, it's obviously that Thorax only had one brother, so obviously that's not the case.
Maybe brother just doesn't mean biologically. Maybe it just means like they were the closest growing up or
Bond brother.
something.
Hey, can
If
I
they
say
were
my,
if they were the closest, then
They're
he
both hatched from
probably
the
wouldn't
same
be
egg.
bullying him.
can I say my review and thoughts? I have to go.
Why do you always leave early?
his job.
Actually, all right, we are going to wrap things up. So yeah, go ahead. We're going to unless any last comments before we start the reviews.
My
Who wants
soup
to
is
join
too
my
hot.
feelings for him?
All right.
Sexually.
Okay. Go ahead. Nick.
Okay.
yeah. No.
As Magma
Whatever.
said, there was filler in this episode,
What?
but
What?
Magma, you did say that, right?
Oh, it's
I,
just-
s- I said the show is filler as a joke to make fun of
Never
Tootsie,
mind.
who always calls something filler every single
Gosh.
episode.
I think I'm guilty too.
It seems like this episode lost interest in me. This episode, but I liked the soup guy. I liked the changeling villain but he changed. It was an all right episode. I'm gonna give it a.
It was all right.
It was all right. 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. All right.
Thanks, yeah.
Magma, what did you think?
He's gone.
Well, I actually liked it. I did enjoy some of the character interactions. The soup guy was obviously awesome. The feelings for him was
I thought
it was hilarious.
Tootsie
was-
could actually lead that group, actually, since he likes to talk
it
about a
was-
feeling.
It was a lot of things that
I just
I'm
renamed
not
the one
going
of the
to
servers.
go further into because I don't want to get political.
no, like I said, they're
But
changelings.
it
All right.
was interesting. Yeah. I know. It does make sense in that way, and I think it is an aspect of this episode that they delivered it pretty well.
Do you have a rating?
Let me think. Anything else? No, that's pretty much it. Rating 7.5.
All right, 7.5.
Oh yeah,
Magma.
One more thing I want to mention. Little
It's
Shy,
not your
you never
turn.
You never mentioned Magma. You never introduced Magma to the Little Shy live stream.
Oh, I don't know if we don't normally do introductions because it would just take longer. But yeah, everyone who's here is on screen, so say hi to everyone on screen. There.
Hi to
That's your
everyone on
introduction.
Hi.
Yeah,
Whether
Magma's
name
been a friend
writes
for a
up,
while. I
it's
guess he is new to the group though.
I am new. This is my first time being here.
Oh wait, this is your very first time? I guess it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, he was he was
See,
with us with the.
I mean, I met Magma
the
like.
last episode of BronyCon.
Well, yeah, I met Magma. Oh yeah, he was in that, so that counts. But yeah, anyway, we've been a friend for a while. That's why I didn't think to do introductions. But all right, whatever. Nick Nee.
Me.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't want to get my review. I'm gonna get my review exactly yet because there's one thing that I wanted to mention before we got into reviews, and I'll mention that right
We're
now.
already in reviews.
Too bad. I really like the part at the beginning where Tracy was going like go teleportation or something like that, or whatever it was. I like that as a little joke. I don't know why, but back to my review. So as the entire episode as a whole, I liked it because it did show that there were still remaining changelings, and it did show that like it's not a widely spread accepted thing for them to all become colorful and mooses, So I like that they have that diversity in there. I like that there's still a chance that changelings can still be a big issue. But I will have to say the whole Mulwer thing seemed more as a kind of thing that was just kind of thrown in there because plot convenience, that kind of thing. Something like that. Just have interest into it. So I didn't really like that about the episode. But everything else with them just going over to visit, which is interesting. They didn't use a map this time, so that was nice. That map isn't everything, but I think for my overall review of the episode, I would say that I didn't love it, but I did pretty much really like it. So I'd give it 7 out of 10.
All right, 7 out of 10 from Nick Nee. Shady Games. What'd you think?
Can I have a hug?
I thought
No, you
this episode was pretty good. Like I actually enjoyed it. I mean, it was pretty simple. Like the plot was pretty simple. Like go and help this renegade changeling become transformed and all that, like reformed. And like I also I also liked how the feeling form was like a metaphor for safe spaces and such. That was a funny little joke to me. And the soup guy was awesome. And also, like, I kind of found Trixie to be a little bit more annoying. I know that's her character and all, but she seemed a little bit more annoying than usual for my taste. And I also thought that Starlight with her speech was actually funny because I figured that afterwards the scene would transition to where the changelings weren't with them, and I thought that was pretty. I thought that was pretty cool. A little bit expected, but all in all, I would have to say that my rating would be an 8 out of 10 for me because I really liked it.
All
That's how I
right.
had to give a kid a pony.
And Trixie is my favorite horse, so there's another point for me.
Yeah, no, I like Trixie too. Are you luring kids in with your collection, Tootsie?
What? No, he just came in and he's like, "Can I have a pony?" And so I was like, "Sure."
All right.
How about some candy?
Right over here.
Sonic Crew, what do you
Tootsie's
think?
being scary again.
I honestly don't know how I feel about this episode. Like, I'm kind of mixed. Like, I thought
Kill
there was like
yourself.
some parts that were good, but I don't know. There were just some other things in there. I don't know. This episode didn't really entertain me as much as I was expecting it to be. Like, I mean, I did like, some of the good things in there. Like, we got to see Forrest's brother, and now he's back into it. Like, good changeling, I guess. He's protecting the hive now. And then, like, the feelings for him, I thought that was pretty funny. But I don't know. I didn't really enjoyed it as much. But I think my overall rating is going to be like a 6 for me.
Ooh, all right, a 6 from Sonic.
Ooh.
You're terrible.
Well, hey, speaking
know.
of terrible, you're next, Tootsie.
Oh.
Get roasted.
Oops. Have a rant.
No.
Okay, well, he left. Wait, oh, he's back.
No, now he's
No,
back.
he's back.
Hey, I thought the episode was actually really entertaining.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay.
I thought the episode was really entertaining. I like how they had crap time. I know did they say crap or
They said
crap? I'm
craft.
still I heard crap. I heard crap.
It's gotta be
time.
crap.
Crap time. That's
Crap
their bathroom
time.
break.
It's like crap time. Like all the changelings are enjoying crap time. Like whoa.
Bathroom is only open for a very limited time.
Yeah.
I didn't like how it was just Starlight and Trixie. I was like, okay, why them? This episode could have went way better with with Twilight and like another character. Like it would have been better if it was Twilight and Starlight. Like I just didn't understand why Starlight Glimmer, why her and Trixie. Like okay, that's right, she's still part of the show, so they got to throw her in somewhere. I thought Thorax's brother had a really cool design. I thought I liked how Changeling or Thorax kind of like, I don't know what's the word for it. The girly-eyed the hive, I guess. I'm sorry about it. It was pretty corny of the stuff that he brought, but I like how he brought like different things to the changelings, and they were like trying it out. I also like Thorax's throne, which is pretty awesome. The little feelings for him was funny. Like I laughed a lot during this episode, and I was actually really entertained of what the episode was going to be doing. So I didn't know where it was going to be going. I didn't like how Starlight really just sabotaged a plan that was already in place in order to fix this one changeling that no one really gave two poops about. And I don't know. I thought the bugbear was, or whatever the mole. I thought the mole was just I thought the mole was, I don't know, kind of lame. But I also thought it was really corny of how they did that giant speech and then no one followed by them all just coming out, it's making that entire scene kind of pointless. Because but they didn't really explain why the hive just like came there automatically, like at the end. What did they all just come to their senses? Like, oh, maybe we're just being rude.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I thought the episode was really good.
Do you have a rating?
Yeah. Don't rush me.
Rush.
I don't know. I give it like maybe a 7 out of 10.
All right.
It's one of my favorite. It's not one of my favorite episodes.
Can I point something out?
No.
Okay.
What?
So Tootsie's review is pretty much like, here's 10 reasons why I don't like this episode, or 10 things I hate about this episode, and then I really like this episode. Now let me tell you 5 more things that I hate about this episode, and in the end, that was a really good episode.
Reviews are difficult. How do you review something with positivity? It's impossible.
Yeah, especially the first time viewing. I didn't
But
even get
you
to.
can at least have
I didn't get to
both.
listen to the
All right.
last half of the episode.
We can have post review discussion. It is Turtle's turn.
Yay, Turtle's turn.
Yeah.
Yay.
Turtle
time.
Okay.
Turtle
so
lives
first-
matter.
I'm going to say, Tootsie, you're going to hate me
Yay,
because
turtle.
I really like the dynamic between Trixie and Starlight.
Me too.
Oh,
And-
stupid.
I like.
What would we call that? Trixie Light?
No,
I
no,
guess-
it's not a ship.
No, don't
it's just
ship
Star
them.
Trek.
Don't
Skip
ship them.
name. But anyways, I like the dynamic between them because it's an interesting kind of mix of like over the top mixed with kind of like a subtle leadership skills. On top of that, I'm going to say I did not like how they handled the progression of the story with like, okay, a changeling that doesn't want to change. That's good. What are we gonna do to fix it? We're gonna endanger everyone in the entire hive.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
That's
Starlight.
so like
That's stupid.
Starlight to do something. Okay.
I'm not sure how I feel about the misdirection they had with like both of them giving up on the what was his name, Fairings?
Yeah, they just gave up.
Fairings?
Fairings.
But anyways, yeah, they just gave up, and part of me likes it because it's a nice misdirection for the viewer. But part of me is like, it's kind of out of character for those two, isn't it? They just give up on someone.
No.
Alright.
Spike did the same thing with Ember and
Yeah,
Thorax.
Spike. Spike has no redeeming qualities.
No one likes Spike. Just don't even talk
Hey,
about it.
you gotta remember, whenever the common sense switch isn't in the Twilight position, it's usually in the Spike position.
There we go. But I will say I did like the feelings for him and the "my soup is too hot." That was my go-to phrase for when I'm fixing problems. But yeah, just the last thing I'd say is the fight they had with the what was it, the Moleworth? Is that what it's called?
The Moleworth.
Yeah.
Moleworth.
That's
Okay.
what
A lot
Oh.
of names in this.
The problem I had with that was that the solution wasn't really built up or understood
Yeah, it
in
wasn't.
the situation. It was built up story-wise, and that like, oh, we understand that Thorax was made to hit himself when he was a kid, but how did they recognize that with the monster that they were fighting at the time?
That reminds me of my
There was
abuse
no
as a
build
kid.
to that. So overall, I think I'm going to be mean and give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Ooh. All right. That's
Wow,
6.5
no,
for
that's
Turtle.
lower than Tootsie.
I did
no,
have the
appreciate
episode
it.
had problems, but I liked it because well, it changed.
You like
things.
it,
All right.
Thorax.
So I suppose it's my turn. We're going a little bit over time here, but that's all right, I guess. I don't know. Everything's already been said. I thought this was a good episode because I like all the little subtle moments, the funny phrases like Trixie just saying "good pony, bad cop, bad cop" reference, little stuff like that. The feelings form I thought was hilarious. The thing is, a lot of episodes have a lot of good little moments like that, and it really all depends on whether or not the premise and the episode as a whole comes together. And I think in this case, it was a perfect example of an enjoyable episode, but not exactly one I would call a favorite. And I guess that comes down to two reasons. One is that the writing felt a little odd, a little more less like the show and more like any other kids show. It felt a little simplified and dumbed down. That's kind of been a trend for some of season 6 and pretty much all of season 7, I think. But the other reason is I'm just personally a fan of the main 6. I think Trixie and Starlight together are funny, and I like them together like that, but I just don't like them getting their own episodes. I prefer main 6. I'm very old-fashioned in that way, I guess. But yeah, other than those two aspects, I like the episode a lot, and I'm going to be giving it a 7 out of 10. So 7's kind of like my